United States is woefully behind in energy production, which is one of the great things that President Trump has really advocated to regrow, I guess, to generate the energy industry and to be a pro-energy growth industry again. Because without energy, that entire infrastructure on top cannot be created and produced. And so the first thing is to make sure that we are a pro-energy growth country again. For chips, infrastructure, and AI models, we are absolutely world-class. And then the layer above, the applications. This is applications used for radiology, for healthcare, applications for manufacturing, robotic systems, all of the different applications for the various industries. The top layer, the bottom layer and the top layer, I would argue that we are probably not world-class. At the highest level, we have to be careful because we're increasingly describing AI in a way that causes communities and population to be somewhat concerned about it. I think that one, the technology is very powerful, so we have to build it with safety and security, and we have to build it with responsibility. We have to make sure that the regulations support it. But after that, once we do that, we need to make sure that the United States takes advantage of this new industrial revolution, just as we took advantage of the last industrial revolution. As you know, 300 years ago, the production of energy was invented in Europe, but somehow the United States took advantage of it. We industrialized it. We applied it. Companies like GE and all the appliances, and we celebrated the industrialization of our economy. With the internet, we did the same thing. With the computers, we did the same thing. We have to be very careful that artificial intelligence, this new next generation of technology revolution, that we're also enthusiastic about adopting it and make sure that we don't get left behind.
It does seem, when I look at your history, that not everyone has your same appetite for risk. And I'm curious about that because so many people coming in this moment, right? And you know this because you get asked about it constantly. But like my Uber driver said, I think I should just have gone back and farmed. What would you say to people who are really concerned that might get a chance to don't get a chance to engage with you, and yet are truly worried because they see risks and don't have an appetite for that?
I think the first thing I would do is I would engage AI. I would just open up ChatGPT. The first thing I would do, I would open up ChatGPT and go learn about what it is that this technology can do for them. However, with respect to the Uber driver, I just think it's incredible. That example is perfect. The Uber driver's job, Uber, was created out of the last industrial revolution, mobile cloud, the internet. The technologies that were created in the last 20, 30 years enabled Uber to exist. Without the internet, mobile, all of the data centers that were created to deal with all the automatic routing and all the recommendation systems, it's incredibly complicated computer science behind Uber. None of that would have been possible if, that Uber driver wouldn't be possible without all of that. And so what I would tell that Uber driver is just take a moment and observe your current condition and the opportunities that it's created. Well, this next one's just going to create new opportunity. You're not exactly sure what it is yet, but it's going to be new opportunities. And so I think that I have the benefit